episode 29 of Sothiath Guild and Beyond. My name is Caboose. I'm your GM for the evening. And last time, our merry band of adventurers
Set another fire.
did a lot of stuff. They managed to make their way to a second of two hearts. Well, sorry, let's start beginning. My bad. They made their way towards a outpost where it looked like several of these monstrosities were being created. Upon arriving there, they discovered a red hag is what they discovered it was. They gave her a name. I can't recall. Isla. There you go. I apologize. My notes are not directly in front of me right now. As she introduced herself and was telling you that she was exploring the continuation of evolution, as she affected Sneck in a way that you guys will still find out over time. The rest of you guys told her to leave if she didn't want to die, so she left. Quite obediently, as she summoned her giant purple worm and proceeded to make her way elsewhere. As you all quickly realized that you might have been a little bit in over your head if she decided to fight you anyways. The purple worm appeared.
Yeah, we could have taken people's worth.
As you guys investigated the hut, you found a device that was currently working on something. Upon it opening, you found nothing. However, one of you did remember that when something appears out of the thing, that it immediately seeks direction. As you said a couple command words for it to follow you, and seemingly nothing happened. But we'll see.
I gave
Sneck
it the
then,
order to protect us and follow my orders.
Sneck then proceeded to take some dynamite and go after the other heart by himself.
As you do.
With some good rolls and some bad rolls, you managed to make your way over to the heart and get the dynamite inside. Luckily, squeezing away before something really, really bad could happen. And the heart started burning. And you did watch at the end of session as the tree had cut itself off from the section of the vine. As you believe the heart is destroyed. So.
Excuse me, DM, believe.
So, you all, where's my chat just for some reason gone.
I don't recall if we decided to go for a third or straight to the orc druid
You
guy.
guys had not decided yet.
I think we just fled the area.
You have fled the area heading towards the last, heart, kind of, but that was more just because you guys were heading in that direction anyways.
It's the place least on fire
Yes.
Yes.
currently.
So,
Not for long.
yeah. You guys have headed away, and cut battle music for the time, because you guys, at the moment at least, are safely away. And currently are not being... seem to not be followed.
Seem to, except by an invisible force.
You got a guardian angel.
So, that's what I forgot to do this week. I forgot to make a map
We'll
of the
call
forest.
it Mr. Biggs. I don't know what it is.
Did we even notice it?
Well, that was easy.
Seemed
I
too
noticed that
easy.
something is following me, but I don't know what.
You have an eerie feeling that something is following you, but you don't see anything.
Sometimes it feels like something is following.
I'm glad I brought Dynamite with us today.
Oddly enough, so am I.
So what's the plan? Are we gonna keep killing these hearts off?
Well, I mean, we were told we needed to kill 2 to weaken the tree enough to purify it. And we've killed 2.
Oh, true. Yeah, I forgot you had that dream.
But if we kill 3, is it even weaker?
I have no idea.
I would imagine. I have nothing to back that up, but
My necromantic horticulture skills are not really up to task.
Well, someone else can do the running. My legs are tired.
you did good, Snake. So, options at the moment are go for a third and hope for the best, or go for the center and hope for the best.
Well, if we're gonna go for a third, now's probably the time before they divert their forces.
Well, if we go for the third or for the center, now is the time. We need to choose now.
Just a reminder. I still have 1 level of exhaustion, so I'm just like panting really hard right now.
You feel okay there?
I felt better, a lot better
Hold
than
on.
when that drink
I,
that.
I know this spell.
Snake casts lesser restoration.
Oh,
It doesn't.
yeah, it doesn't. I think it's greater, right?
But
Maybe
it gets the
No,
motions of it.
He can't cast Blizzard Restoration.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure. I was like, oh, maybe he got us about from that from
No.
the fountain.
Nope.
I'm waiting for the effect. I'm like, are you sure it works, Nick?
Yeah, you'll feel much better real soon.
Okay. I'm just like dying, panting. Like, all right, I'll be ready.
So aside from some exhaustion, how's everyone feeling?
I feel good.
I mean, I feel
that,
fine.
That tree took a swipe at me, but
Alright.
I mean, I feel fine, but I don't exactly have a lot of magic left. But you know, we can't afford to keep sitting around here. The situation's only going to get worse, and right now everybody's all stirred up and running around, and not where we want to go. So, should probably just push.
If we
I'm gonna
go
sleep so
for
good
a
tonight.
third heart, it might spread the forces back through the center, making it more difficult to get to them.
I mean, if there's no other hearts to guard, then there's only one place for all their forces to go.
So if they're at least splitting them, at best we deal with half.
Roll it before I say anything. I don't know shit.
Well, I've already used my commune with nature, so I don't know how many times I can do that, by the way.
Once per long rest.
We haven't had a long rest, so
Nope.
yeah. All right, I'm just off of that past roll. Okay. I'm gonna also roll nature. See if I can glean anything else.
Sure. Do that.
How's the forest around us reacting to the second heart being destroyed?
It's chaos.
Give me a perception check.
Sure, I can do that. That's something I can actually do.
So, there we go. Looking around, the forest in general seems overall not entirely changed. You can definitely tell you can definitely tell by the environment that something feels off. The air feels a little bit different. As well as you can notice as you're looking out a little bit, you notice a significant number of a lot of movement of these treetops that you're very familiar with at this point, kind of keeping track of the patrols, as they seem to be moving. A lot of them seem to be moving away from the root that's burning.
Yep.
And back towards the center of the tree.
Would it be out of the realm of possibility for Snack to remember the trees diving into the pit to heal the other heart?
No, it would not.
And to, would they be? I don't know if I could put two and two together here. If would they be actually healing the whole tree and not just the heart? So if we were to damage the tree more, it might encourage more of them to attempt to heal it.
Give me an intelligence check.
Sure.
Alright. You know that the tree, it seemed like it was a direct effect of the location.
Okay.
With the 20, you would probably guess that this would work for the main tree as well. However, this seems to also be like an innate effect of the heart's ability to just kind of absorb life in the local area. You definitely know it worked for the heart, or the hearts that you've seen, and you've watched this happen. So it could work with the main tree, because you do know that there is a large realm of energy that is coming from there. That's probably a fourth heart.
Okay, I'll keep that for now.
Yep.
So I can use it.
Sure. I will give you this horribly drawn inept map for now as well.
It's a circle.
So
All
donut.
these circles are in a circle.
let me go ahead and I'll also do this just for the sake of brevity. So there you go. That's an awfully drawn X.
If it works, it works.
Is the skull a current location? No, that's a skull. Obviously, damn.
Yeah, the skull.
that's us.
The skull
Yeah.
is the was the
So
fountain.
we're like here.
You guys are hold, and I will. You guys.
Oh yeah, because we went north,
are-
so we were up here somewhere.
At the moment, you guys are right around there.
Oh, I thought it was
Oh,
this. Oh, that was the first one because we had to go all the way around. Got
So
it.
Let me go ahead.
I thought we were in the process of heading from the second dead heart to the third dead heart.
You were, but you had not made a decision on that yet. So I was giving you guys course of action. So the last thing that you guys had done was you guys had closed in and were making your way kind of around the outside of this heart, heading further south. These are the brown locations are the locations of the two routes, or the two other routes. The one that Sneck investigated, as well as the other one that Hilda felt. And this other one is the other location that Hilda knows where the heart was. And the large center portion is the central tree.
And the skull is what again?
That was
Skull.
the fountain.
Gotcha.
oh, okay.
Skull of the goddess.
Okay, so we basically went. Okay. And the central part is where
For loose pass,
supposedly
you went here to here, all the way around to there, all the way around to here,
It's a lot of running, okay?
Yeah, we kind of.
and then kind of went up this way and down this way and back up this way and back up this way.
was
took the
this
long
where
way.
The hag was.
The north one is the one where the hag was.
Oh, this one.
Hmm.
So this one is Mystery Stump. This one is Mystery Stump. This is Heart Stump. This is Bid Bag Evil Stump.
This one is the place that Snuck went last session. Is the other route that was connected to this one.
Oh, okay.
That was the flying goblin. No, flying orc.
Mm-hmm.
Not flying goblin. I'm the flying goblin.
I was like, wait, oh, we saw another goblin?
Yeah, I tripped the alarm, and it came run.
Mhm.
So, yeah, that could be something. I haven't relayed that information yet, but
You know that it had a lot of books there.
Oh, that place. Oh, yeah.
It looks like some sort of study of some sorts. So, where would you guys like to go?
Our best bet would likely to go straight for the center. If we can deal with the biggest problem, we can finally get some proper rest, and then we can move on to our actual objective. Oh no, shit,
Longer-
we need to meet the giants after this, don't we?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Can I ask you guys a question?
of course.
When the dorks learn to fly,
When Hilda threw them?
no, but actually
I-
fly.
They don't. You saw one?
Well,
Was
they
it
do
magic?
now.
Like, did they have wings or did they fly, like, magically, maybe?
Well, I saw a hut on the way to the other heart, and I went in because I'm curious. And I might have not looked for the traps and set off an alarm, and the flying orcs came by.
Did it have wings, or was it just
No wings,
flying?
just flying.
Don't think I'd.
Aside from the flying, did it look weird?
not that I recall, right?
Just looked like
No,
flying orcs.
just looked like a flying orc.
Actually, you know what? Because of Sneck's history, give me. Wait, no, because Sneck wasn't. Never mind. It wouldn't change anything. Sneck wasn't alive when orcs were actually ruling over Sheffield, so you don't really.
Nope.
You don't have too many You don't have too many orcs as reference. Delg,
Nope.
you can give me a. No, never mind, because you didn't see it. So never mind.
I was alive when they were ruling over.
I mean, I'm
but not when
listening
they
to
were
his
there in force.
description.
Uh huh.
I could be like, Snack, describe it to me in great detail what you saw.
Sure.
Well,
Give me a perception check, Snack.
sure.
Just as
I
a
will.
remembrance. Okay. You give a pretty detailed report of this green-skinned orc with ears as well as a flaming tattoo up the right arm. And with
Well, yeah,
that,
have a flaming tattoo.
with that, Delg, you can get a history check.
Okay.
And the trap is definitely magic.
Oh,
Alright.
shit.
Damn.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
You know her name.
I've met that one. She's a bitch.
It's the one that got away.
Delg, do you know of a
Broke my heart.
force in the orcs that
It works so much.
specifically delves in very strong magics. They're a mix of druids, wizards, sorcerers, and the more magic kin, although the savageness of the orcs is kind of the widespread of the orcish heritage, they were a specialty group that you have run into at one point. And they are quite good. They were quite good at nurturing young talents of magic. And the tattoo of flames across the right arm is their symbol.
I relay that to the rest of the group. So here's how it is.
You would also know with a fucking 24, somehow, that they most of the time, when they are assigned to the job or when they are assigned to jobs, they are working alone. They're there for usually a scientific reason that has interest to the orcs as a whole. And a world tree that has been corrupted would definitely be a scientific reason for exploration and study. They do serve the Orcish Empire. However, their call is believed to be outside of direct control. As in general, they try to serve for the race of the orcs, but they believe that their call is above the orcs as well. If something, basically, at the end of the day, if something between deciding something to do with their study or helping the orcs as a whole came up as a moral quandary, they would go with their studies first, because they believe it's kind of the normal of they believe their findings are more important than the race's survival.
Sounds familiar.
There's a lot of that going on around here. It sounds like we've got an Ivy Tower educational elite that need to be brought down.
I don't understand half the words you just said.
So they only work in singles? There's not going to be more of them?
Was there only one snack, or were there multiple of them?
There was only one. There was a lot of books.
Oh,
It might be worth a look if we can survive whatever the hell is waiting for us in the middle.
None of them look shiny, though.
oh.
Books rarely do.
It's
Well,
usually the shiny books you gotta look out for.
Yeah, the ones that try to bite people's hands off.
Bell gives a meaningful look at Dusk's bandaged hands.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Mm,
The book was open when I looked at it.
Was it?
Yeah, and
it
then
was.
it bit me and then locked.
He tried to open it. Wrapped around him. Anyway.
No, he tried to grab it and carry it away.
Belg will never stop giving Dusk about a hard time about that, ever. But me, the player, would have done exactly the same thing.
Book mimic more than meets the eye. Hey, that's the first mimic I've ever thrown at you guys
True.
That we know of.
Yeah,
that you know of. Actually, that's actually fair.
It's okay.
Not as fun as the
That's
paper
actually
mimic.
fair, he says.
That's when Snex had
Hey.
attacked.
Hey, there was
Except we dodged.
there is technically a mimic that you guys have not found yet that is in close proximity to you, but it's okay.
That's in my bag.
It is the
There are
bag.
mimics around. Hey,
Just
I hope
eats you.
not.
Bag of
There's a lot
holding
shit in
mimic?
that bag.
Oh god. Swallowed
Bag
to
of
infinite
devouring.
space. Yeah.
That would be terrifying.
It
It doesn't even kill you, it just swallows and locks
Actually-
you in an infinite void.
your bag is
All right,
actually a
Snacks
bag of
needs to get a bag
devouring.
of devouring. Yeah, Snacks needs to get a bag of devouring. That would be handy.
Your bag is actually a bag of devouring that's just posing as a bag of holding. And it's
Yep.
the only reason that you can find stuff from it is because it's still full and it hasn't eaten everything yet.
So we're going to the big tree, right? Is that the plan?
It seems like the best
Yeah.
option.
I'm okay with that.
It's up to you.
If we take a rest, we'll be fully recovered, but probably face more opposition. If we go deal with the other heart, it'll be even weaker, but we'll face more opposition. So we have
Oh,
at least 2 magic orc people and 1 type of fiend. At least.
on Hilda's recollection, was the fiendish sense that she got elevated?
Yes. It was about. It was roughly around the center focus of the tree, and it was about 150 feet up.
Okay. Looking at the tree, do we see any other way into the tree? from this side?
Give me perception checks, everyone.
Perception.
22.
Well, I've used up all my thinky meat.
You all do not see an entrance from this side.
Okay.
The entrance that you recall is the entrance further off. Hilda, you would also remember that there is some form of underground entrance. However, the location of where this entrance leads to, you are not entirely sure, as it was deeper than your vision could actually see.
Okay.
Sneck and Hilda, though, as you are looking out at the tree, to the south. Oh, go ahead.
Oh
and
God, no.
draw this. To the south, something catches your eyes, as you haven't really been looking for something. As you see a patch of trees down there that is untouched.
Like green and alive?
Like green and alive.
Like
Hmm.
green and alive and throws leaves at people's necks.
How far away?
From you guys right now, about
Yeah.
four. It's about probably like 600, 700 feet away.
Okay.
That's in a straight line.
Green trees. You see the green trees?
Now that you say that, yes.
From being pointed out, you all can see this patch of greenery. It definitely stands out from the beaten down forest that exists everywhere around you.
I don't trust him.
No, do
Probably
you
the bad
remember
kind
what
of
the...
alive.
You remember what the pretty lady said?
No, I
She
don't think I
said
was there
that
for that.
some trees resisted. And if they're strong enough to resist, then maybe there's something there.
It's worth taking a look at. It's kind of odd that they're so strong.
What side was the entrance to the center tree at?
The main entrance is on the south side of the tree.
Well, I guess it's on the way.
It is on the way.
It could just be an illusion.
Illusionary treeing.
We could check as we're getting closer. We're pretty far out from it.
Okay.
Alright.
I do have Arcane Eye ready, so in case it's an illusion, I can scout it out.
It is on the way. So, sure.
Okay.
Be ready for death.
Always ready for death.
I am death.
Prayer of Worlds.
I am become deaf.
Death and become you.
Do we see any patrols in between us and it?
No. At the moment, most of the patrols that you see, seem to be making their way back towards the main tree or further to the south. The two locations that they seem to be forming in is the main entrance to the tree, as well as the southern heart as well.
Okay.
Well, it looks like it's clear. Fish.
Proceed with caution.
Always. Unless I'm running for my life away from a tree that's about to blow up.
Hey, that dynamite was my best one. I hope,
That we know of.
It worked.
Yeah,
Bye now.
It was quite effective.
And well.
You done good, Dusk. You done good.
And
You
I
too,
tripped
Snick.
and fall on my face.
And DeLon is
You
also here too.
You go to
Could I trip
You-
and fall over you?
you go to You go to
Hurt my
congratulate Snack on doing a good job, and you look for him, and he's gone. You can attempt to look for him if you would like to.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to find him.
You're at disadvantage if you do.
It won't
would
matter.
say- I would
tripped
say
over
they're
my
at
own
normal.
feet.
I would say they're a normal because you're not really trying to hide yourself from them.
Aren't I though?
Yeah, that's
Not
kind
a-
of questionable.
Not actively. You know,
Like,
if
I've got to make the dramatic exit so that it's actively until I'm away from them. Then I let them find me when I get there.
fair enough.
All
So-
right, so we're heading to the green trees.
Right. What path do you guys take? Do you take straight line there, or do you go kind of around a little bit?
Well, you said there's nobody in our way.
Well, there's no one directly in your way at the moment, like, but there is patrols like closer to the tree.
If we do try to avoid them,
The
we'll likely
majority
end
of patrols are closer to the tree, not further out. But the giant army of trees is kind of pushing around this area. You do still see patrols around the central tree as well, though. Apologies. Yeah, you do
I'll
see
keep a
patrols, but yeah.
slightly wider berth, trying to keep out of the patrols.
We're just gonna end up passing
range.
by that library route anyway.
No, that was up here.
No, that's here.
Yeah, no, that was,
Oh,
that
was
was
it?
down here.
This is the hag.
This one was the hag one.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Sorry, it's
Like,
the
this
level
was-
of
this
detail
was
in the
the
map. It's
Kool-Aid.
throwing me off.
This was the monster energy.
There you go. There you go. That works. She didn't have a hat though.
That we know of.
There's an invisible hat.
Invisible hat. There you go. That's one way to make
Alright.
a fashion statement.
So Snack's a little beat up, so he's gonna stay within range of them, like 30 feet, and just sort of look out for anything that's in front of them.
Sure, you can do that.
Did Dusk put up a telepathic bond?
Not yet.
No, not yet, since we haven't been moving. But I can, if you guys want to sit for 10 minutes.
I'm already gone.
So, you all start to make your way south, keeping a wide berth, going all the way around the roots, or kind of just keeping a berth from the tree.
If we're already
Keep away from
going
the
this
tree.
way, I say we keep away from the tree and go here. If we're already going this way.
Yeah, I think that works.
Diplomacy!
Sure. That is what you guys would like to do. You can do that.
Because that
So-
will give us a wide berth away from the route and any possible patrols. And then we can beeline to there. Right?
So,
That's my
as-
train of thought.
As Snack is leading them about 30 feet in front, he sees them veer off behind them. He'll run up behind.
Where the hell are you going?
Away from the tree? Avoiding patrols?
The green trees are this way.
They're still that way. They're
Yes.
just around that way.
But there's no patrols.
For now.
He's trying to say you're not going the direction he wants you to go.
But we don't need to go all the way over there. If there's no patrols here.
I mean, if they were protecting that place, there might be something useful there.
Oh, you're going to the flying nurses.
Hopefully not, but yes.
And where are you going?
Snack's very
Towards the green
confused.
trees.
He's making a beeline to the green trees, and they veer off towards the library.
Well, you see, we're giving the tree a wide berth. To do that, we're walking in a wiggly line instead of a straight line.
I understand avoidance.
You're avoiding detection by confusing Snack.
Exactly.
yep.
Okay. You go, I'll follow.
Right.
Lead on. I would
Guys,
lead, but I'm exhausted.
Continue to lead towards the library route. So, everyone give me perception checks and stealth checks if you would like to be stealthy. It's up to you though.
With Snick slams my face into a tree. And 21 perception.
You're doing a lot better on the perception than you are the stealth.
Listen, I don't know how to sneak, okay? When I tried to sneak away, I always got caught. Except for the one time.
You all continue your way forward towards this library. As you make your way forward, there's not many patrols here. You do occasionally have to veer off a little ways from the all but familiar dragon trees at this point, as they are quite vibrant in color compared to the forest around. Though it is pretty easy to pick them up from far away and kind of veer off around them.
Oh, look, it's another green one. Ooh, look, that one's white.
It takes you guys about 2 hours to get to, or not. It wouldn't take that long. It takes you guys about like an hour to get to the location. When you arrive, Delon and Sneck, you don't see any movement outside. Sneck, you do recall that you definitely saw the orc heading to this location, and you haven't seen it leave.
I'm stealth.
Just curious, was that forge still running after that thing left? I don't recall if we
It
checked
had
again.
opened.
Yeah.
Oh,
It
okay.
had opened. It had not resealed.
It requires, from what I was able to determine, requires command words to function. And with hopefully no one giving it more command words, it shouldn't be functioning.
I'm just worried it's generating monster after monster.
Well, it's not our
He
current
did say it needed stuff to be put into it, so
Oh,
it
okay,
required
okay.
a creature to be put into it to be altered.
I mean,
Oh, I
it's
see.
kiln, right? So if there's nothing for it to do kiln stuff with,
There's nothing to kill and it can't kill.
Smithing, great. Pottery, dwarves, no.
Can't do it.
They make their pots out of steel. Damn it.
So, what you guys see is a familiar route set up to the hearts. However, Sneck, you are aware that this does not have a heart in the location, and was carved out to be a elaborate library.
Yeah, the bookcases were carved into the tree, right?
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Carved out, or druid crafted out, one of the two.
Yeah. Either way, they were part of the tree.
As a moment, as you guys are sitting out there, you do not see any movement.
That's a relief.
Well,
You hear
wait,
a voice from above you as Sneck is now perched on a branch.
so we do or don't see someone inside the building?
Diplomacy?
We could try.
You guys are outside the
And-
building at the moment. So.
It worked last time.
It did.
It worked with
Ow.
the giants too.
How far from the front door
Kind of.
are we?
I'd say about, to keep a good eye on it, probably about 150 feet. You don't see any trouble outside the tree, so.
Well, Sneck, when you saw the orc, did they see you?
No. Does anyone really see me?
Not
Well-
that matters.
That's
no,
fair.
they were flying and they were shouting something like "fuck, fuck, fuck, fuck."
Hmm.
Trying to see if they'd be open for diplomacy or they'll just attack
Loosely
us.
translated to the Orcish version of that, yes.
Yeah.
Orcish curse words, just
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know Orcish, so yeah.
neither do I, but I could tell they were curse words.
I don't think I have any way outside of like an Arcana check to look for magical traps.
It didn't seem trapped on the outside. And then there was only an alarm on the inside.
Is there any evidence of them being inside right now, or that we can notice?
Is the door open or closed?
With that perception check, no.
Is the door open or closed?
There's no door.
Oh shit.
Oh, there's no door.
It's just an open
Damn it.
entrance.
Well,
I will
Yeah, 'cause
cautiously
if there was a
begin to
door,
walk
if
forward.
there was a door, there would have been the alarm on the door. So
That's right. Yeah.
Oh,
rather than the entrance.
Yep.
I will cautiously begin to walk forward.
Cautiously walk.
Delg will stride confidently next to him.
He stride confidently next to him as he's
His
sneaking.
confidence stride matches my cautious one.
Watches Delon is sneaking up tree to tree as his Delg is marching confidently through the bushes.
And
Vibrant-
Vibrant is still making more noise with a 5 stealth check.
Vibrant
didn't roll a
white male
disadvantage.
shining.
I'll approach calmly. Not fully stealth, but not trying to make too much noise.
Everyone, give me perception checks as you approach.
Mom, perception, don't fail me now.
Climb the root.
Holy shit.
Nice.
All right,
It's fitting.
Delon and Hilda. As you guys are approaching from the ground and not from the tree, you do start to notice there are traps laid around this area.
That's fair.
With 25 and 22, you can pretty carefully see the arcane sigils that are carved into these trees every once in a while. As you make your way around and can make your way safely, is at least. You know what? Actually, Delon, give me an Arcana check as well. You can do it at advantage
Cool.
because you rolled a crit.
Ooh.
Holy shit.
Sure.
My
Yeah.
mood
With
stop.
that, with that,
Soon.
definitely you can look at the arcane sigil.
Wait, hold up.
Um,
I'm sorry. I rolled a nat 1 and a nat 20.
you
Typical.
can pretty easily tell the arcane sigils, and as well as with a 26, you definitely know the range on the sigils that you were looking at, as you direct people around them appropriately. Despite the fact that these sigils are relatively well hidden, the two of you do manage to find them. And
Are they like circular AoEs or tripwire type traps? Like as far as like how they activate, not the physicality.
with the 26, they're circle AoE effects. Of varying effect. Some of them are closer to the Entangle spell. One of them is a sleep spell that is cast at quite a high enchantment. There's also a couple that are just plain, just straight up destructive spells.
It's obvious to me this person likes to be left alone.
Over with a with those rolls, you guys very easily make your way around these without finding any issue, as you guys can approach the tree. How close would you like to get?
I'm assuming we're not being very quiet with Del clanking and me stumbling.
No, you guys are well as well as you guys are kind of spread out a little bit. You're kind of like openly communicating of like, go that way, go that way. I'm just
Delg is
imagining you with
also
that low of a
making
stealth.
no effort at being quiet right now. Yep. He's not really trying to be.
Am I like 10 feet from the house, or how far away am I now?
If you want to be 10 feet away from the house, you can be 10 feet away from the house.
I will go up to the door frame, assuming I can't see any more traps on the door frame itself.
Sure. You, at the
I'm
moment, do not
kinda,
see
like,
any.
Not like standing in the doorway, just kind of like standing to the side of it.
Sure, you can do that.
Hello. I don't suppose you would be willing to have a little chat with us.
Sure.
Am I able to
As you,
determine how wide
As you
this place
call
is?
out into, it's the same size as most of the other routes. I mean, it varies in structure. Like, it's not a perfect circle, obviously. But it kind of, it's roughly around, most of the routes are around about 50 feet wide.
It is going to be
like
more
50
than a
feet in
10-foot
diameter.
cube originating from me. That's the important.
So, as you call out, you hear inside, what sounds like the rustling of papers. Hello, who's there? Can I help you?
We're travelers, and we were actually hoping you might be able to help us. We just don't know how quite exactly. May we come in?
Yeah, there's a moment of pause. We don't get many travelers here. I have a feeling that you're the ones causing the issue. However, you are allowed in.
Can you repeat that? I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
We're the ones causing the issue, and then what?
You're probably the ones causing the issue. You are allowed in.
Oh, wonderful. I apologize for that, by the way, and I will not walk in. I'll peek my head around the door frame.
Sure. You peek your way around the door frame. As you do, you see
Wait for my head to be blown off.
You see a slender orc. Definitely not the orc size that you're used to. With a carving across his, or you can now see the red tattoo across his green skin on his right arm. With his left hand looking at you, or his left hand facing towards you, a staff in his hand kind of pointed out the doorway. At the moment, though, there's no magic charge to it. And he is kind of flipping through a book very quickly. Yes, come in. Don't just stand at the door.
I will walk in with my hands not raised, but kind of like palms out on my sides so that I don't have a weapon in my hands. I don't know what Delg's doing. That's what I'm doing.
Delg is walking in perfectly normally.
Violence will be met with violence, but apart from that, we have no issues.
I'll shuffle in after he says that.
I'm walking in, but I'm
As
very
we are the
cautious.
strangers here, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Dalon. And as you might have surmised, we might be causing a problem. Well, in our opinion, we're fixing a problem.
Well,
I apologize.
I've already scryed on you multiple times. I can recognize there's one more of you. Where's the green one?
I honestly don't know right now.
I shrug.
He's somewhere.
He takes off sometimes.
Fair enough.
He's still outside, attached
He
to
kind
tree.
of you watch as he walks, staff never changing directions. He never actually makes eye contact with you either. He seems to be very focused on whatever he's doing. As he watches you, his arm shift. Staff still pointing at you as he walks over to a bookshelf. Kind of starts flipping through a couple books, grabs out a few in one arm, kind of balancing a few on his head, and walks back to the table, starting to place them on the table. So, what do you want? Why are you here?
Honestly, we were hoping to learn a little more about what's going on here. There's a lot of unnatural things happening, and truthfully, we weren't expecting anyone to be here.
Well, I mean,
Specifically here.
it's fairly normal. You have a necrotic tree that's been affected by fiendish magic, corrupting everything around it.
Yeah, it's perfectly normal.
A druid on top that's feeding through the necrotic energy to feed his own power to strengthen his abilities. I mean, I don't know what... It's fairly normal.
I make a mental note of that.
Look, I know okay. We've met a lot of the magical academic world in our adventures, and I know that you guys can get pretty out of touch, but normal?
To be fair, it might be normal.
But I mean, look around you. You did cause a giant flaming tornado.
To be fair,
Yeah.
we only caused the flaming part.
I would not necessarily quantify that as normal. It's not like a typical Saturday night activity for us.
We will
No,
only
but
take
it's
the blame for the
to be
fire
expected
part.
due to the outcomes and the situations. We introduced a fiend to the heart of a giant tree that used to be a world tree. He revives it and gives it life. Restructures the entire forest around it. It's quite normal for the circumstances.
Kind of fiend.
Cause and effect, it's very simple.
What kind of fiend did you associate with to do this?
Don't know, didn't talk to him.
Any description?
Never seen him. Just know he's there.
All right. So,
He wished to be
Wait.
left. You watch as he lifts to one of his hands. He wished to be left alone. Just kind of air quotes it.
so you made this necrotic tree.
No, he made the necrotic tree.
You helped him make the necrotic tree?
No, I had nothing to do with it. I'm just studying it.
So you're
Okay.
merely studying the outcome, essentially.
Yes, you don't often get situations where you can study necrotic trees.
Ah, so it's not a normal situation.
No, it's a normal cause and effect situation.
It's a normal outcome for an abnormal situation.
Yeah, it may be the expected outcome, but it is not normal. Come on.
Expected outcome and normal are very much the same thing.
No, they're not.
I hate the fact that I understand and agree with you.
We introduced a bunch of orcs to your city. Your city no longer has people living in it. Normal cause and effect. That is now normal. City has no
Wait,
people
we?
in it. Well, yes.
What do you mean
The
we?
orcs. The orcs invaded the dwarven city, cast all of them out, well, with some help from the drow, but you didn't hear that from me. Kicked all of the dwarves out. Now the city is empty. That is a normal situation. Cause and effect.
That is. Oh, okay. So, because when you said we, it made it sound like you had a hand in that. I really need you to clarify that right now.
Well, I'm sure my
think-
organization had some effect in this situation. We have ties everywhere in the orcish army. I personally wasn't a part of it.
I don't think orcs live that long.
It
That's
wasn't that long ago.
that's quite misconstrued. Orcs can live to several 200 years if you make it that long. Most of us don't, though, because we get killed by the stronger ones, because they're like, oh, might is might, roar, we big teeth people.
Right.
You're getting the feeling.
Delon is actually.
You're getting
actually
the
does
feeling
the
that
snort.
this person is very, very blunt and probably does not get along with his own kind.
All right, so let's talk about normal situations then. We have this normal situation where we have a perfectly normal druid harvesting demonic energy from a perfectly normal necrotic world tree that has been brought back from the dead, and it is spreading perfectly normal acid rain over the entire continent. So we are going to perfectly normally burn this whole thing down.
Well, that would be quite difficult at the moment.
How so?
Well, world trees come with a artifact. The artifact that locates to the tree and can connect to its energy. This one is lost, which is why it was so easily corrupted.
Now we gotta find a magic artifact. You know what? Every time we talk to one of these people around here, they add more stuff that we have to
But
do
I
to
mean,
take
you
care of
don't
the
have to
tree.
find the magical artifact. You could just burn the tree down, but it would have
But-
detrimental effects on the ecosystem.
I think the
The
ecosystem's
longevity
already.
artifact might be.
Well, ecosystems can always revive themselves when they've been given the proper attributes, given the proper time, and given the ability.
What was here before? Nothing, right? It was just a wasteland, right?
Well,
Pretty
there
sure
was
used to be
life
a
before
forest.
here, but no one came and ventured out this far. The world tree was coming back to life. With the blessing of the fountain, which kind of looks over at a couple of you. Seems you all have found a little bit.
Oh, do you know about that place?
Yes.
Did you drink?
No. Ran studies, collected orcs, pulled them over, had them drink, studied them.
Oh, I see.
2 of them are dead now.
Because of the fountain for other reasons.
Yes.
Fair enough.
All right, so then how do we purify the world tree?
Ah, purify the world tree. Well, first you have to find the tea of the world tree, which at this point we're not entirely sure where it is. That was my job when I came out here, was to find the tea of the world tree. Have looked everywhere, looked at all the trees. Haven't found it at all.
It's a tier of the world tree.
Tier of the world tree.
Write that down.
Only place that haven't gone is over there. Every single time I try to approach, giant guardian. He is
How
pointing
how
to the
giant
south.
is giant? Is it literal giant or just big in size?
Well, a relatively large guardian that was construed of vines attempted to attack me, probably standing around 75 feet tall. Based off my own height and based off the situation, I was roughly about 120 feet from it, so using the, yes, about 70 feet tall. 75 feet tall.
And what was this guardian? Was it just another treant?
Don't know, didn't get close.
Oh, you said it's a 75-foot tall giant thing made of vines.
Yes. Attempt to approach, attempt to study. Those trees are
Question
living,
for you.
everything else here isn't. Peculiar, oddity.
Is he talking about this place or the place you just put a question mark on?
No, he's talking about the only
The green
trees that are
square.
living. Yep.
Fair enough. That's the place where the giant was.
Yes.
Alright. I have more questions, but I have a pressing one.
Sure, hurry up.
Say we do manage to do the impossible, and we manage to purify this tree and deal with your compatriot, question mark, within, what do you do afterwards?
Leave. You'll find
Never
someone
to
else.
be heard
Study
or
something
seen
else.
for again.
No, not necessarily. I'll probably come back to
By
this
us.
location in a few months or two just to document the changes to the environment.
Is it safe to assume that you will not interfere with us? As
Why
long
would
as
I
we don't
interfere?
directly attack you?
My purpose is here for study and gathering information.
I can
Although I am a
appreciate that.
powerful practitioner of the arcane, I have zero interest in interfering with your, for lack of a better term, affairs that don't affect me. The
Well, it seems we
preservation of
have-
knowledge is more important than the preservation of the orcs. And frankly, whatever is going on here is very, very unnatural, but it's worth documenting.
Well, it appears, I look at Delg, it appears that we have at least one more person that isn't a problem here.
That's wonderful.
Oh, actually, have you come across a person named Isla around these parts?
Yes, hag, very good. Made many creatures.
She left. I don't know for how long, but she's gone for now.
Oh, that's a pity. Had a lot of questions. She's very old. Has many studies. Much information that we never
Yes.
could achieve.
Oh,
Do we still have the book, Mick? I don't remember what we did with it.
I have it in my bag of holding. But I'll open the bag, but I'll use Mage Hand to pull out
No.
the Book of Evolution.
Oh, Book of Evolution. Very effective. Have no interest in it, though.
Oh, okay. I put it back into the bag.
I like my hand.
I was curious if there was anything in it that you may need for your research.
Information, yes. Wanting to study a book
No.
that wants to attack me, no.
Do you happen to know how to stop that from happening?
Yes. Soothing songs of a Fey Mother.
Okay. I'll jot that down.
Does Delon know any of those?
No.
No.
You have connection with the Fae, but you definitely have no.
I'm just curious, as someone like who reads a lot of stories, I'm just curious if he might have run across like something like that or something. I don't know.
No. It would be. It's not really a song as much as a specific being that classifies.
Interesting.
Oh, that's helpful. Thank you very much.
Of course.
That's more than we knew before.
If you have any more questions, hurry up and ask. I must be going soon.
What is your name, actually?
Name?
I hope the generator's up.
My name's Bob.
Oh, right.
Bob the
You all
Wizard.
still use basic
Bob
concepts
the
such
Orc.
as name. This is Grogar.
All right, Grogar. I know you're in a rush, and I can tell that that focusing on things is not your strong suit. So bear with me. But you never got through the rest of the steps to purify the tree.
We did interrupt him. I did interrupt him.
Trying to find my note. I have too many notes.
You hear violent rustling as he's looking for
It
his
just-
notes.
Yeah, he's just scrounging through papers.
Caboose opens up his copy of, well, I mean, we've all got a copy, right? How to Purify a Necromantic World Tree for Dummies.
Oh yeah. I left mine in the back of the at our residence.
Oh, right. Well, first you would need the tear of the world tree. You would need to reintroduce it to the central heart of the world tree. Weakening all three hearts to make sure that the tear can take effect and full effect of the entirety of the forest. However, if you did not do that, then you could deal with the corrupted heart at a later time.
So we do need to deal with the third one. God, son of
You would also need to deal with the fiend that is feeding necromantic energy into the entirety of the tree itself from the central heart. Which is also why I have to go, because there's something going on there.
Nice.
Don't let us hold you back, and if at all possible, I know this might be a bit of a stretch, we were never here.
Well, no,
Bye.
you were definitely here in this sequence of the space and time situation. You are here. And
But
if anyone
it's
asks,
brought up in conversation, we were never here.
well, if anyone asks, I will happily tell them, just as I would have told you about the demon and the fiend.
That's fair. I continue walking out the door.
Are we allowed to stay here?
No,
Oh. I'll just like walk out the doors, kind of sadly. Feels like I got kicked out, but I didn't.
All right, come on, guys. It smells like Bengay and depression in here anyway.
as you guys are heading out, you watch as the orc briefly and quickly flies past you all and starts flying back up the root of the tree. As you listen in behind you, you hear the sound of wood growing. As you look back and watch as the vines now pressed over and close the entrance that you had walked through before.
Nice fellow.
So it looks like we get to blow up another heart.
Are we trying to purify it, or do we still go with blow the tree up?
If
I mean,
we
if-
purify it, it will hopefully circumvent anything they were trying to do with it, yeah?
We don't have the tier of the what's it called? The tier of the world tree.
All we gotta do is kill a giant plant monster, and we'll probably find it.
I mean, it
What are you
might be
talking
friendly,
about?
it doesn't like orcs.
Watch the snack now approaches.
Snake's above the doorway, just sort of attached to the tree, looking down.
Did I get all that correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Checklist.
Not necessarily in that order.
They did say technically you can go back and destroy the heart later.
Yeah.
All right, so we can go to the one place that he said he could never go because of the giant plant monster trying to kill him, and
Well,
see
he
if we can
said he
find the tear.
observed it from a little over 100 feet away. We might be able to do the same.
There's a giant plant monster.
Yeah, don't worry
75
about it.
You wanted to go.
75 feet tall.
It's
Sounds
all
fun.
viney.
But yeah,
What's
it's
it
a,
doing?
Make a new friend.
Does
What was it?
anybody speak plant monster?
I read Plant Monster.
Okay, we'll get it to write you a note.
We can certainly try.
if it stays still for 10 minutes, I can cast a telepathic bond with it. And we can try to talk to it.
I'm
All you hear is
sure it'll
incoherent
comply.
screeching.
Might be worth a shot if it does.
Alright. And I guess we're going to the trees.
Yep, to the green ones.
To the green ones we go.
Green trees are going to kill all of us.
So,
I'm sure it'll be fine.
you all make your way to the south, heading towards the green space with Sneck disappearing again. Poof.
This time you
Um,
can lead Snack, and I turn around and was like, oh, he's gone.
As you guys make your way closer and closer, you can definitely see. You start to notice that the corrupted areas as well, seem to be a little bit diluted. The corrupted forest floor that you guys have been quite prevalent with as you guys get closer, starts to mix in with a little bit of what looks like pure water. It definitely seems like it might still have the effect that it has, looking at it, but you can definitely see that there is water that is flowing here that looks somewhat clean.
So you guys said this was the tier of the world tree?
Yep.
Yes, apparently, if we do a few things, it might unzombify the tree, make it good again, or at least make it
Okay.
neutral again.
So, this thing guarding it, would it not want us to do that?
I don't know if it knows we want to do that.
It depends on why it's guarding it.
I mean,
True.
Could be guarding it to keep it safe. Could be guarding it to make sure the tree can't be purified. We won't know until we get there.
Good point.
good thing the only green one is easily able to hide.
So, what
Making
would you
our
guys
way
like
to
to do?
trees.
Continue confidently?
I mean,
I stride
cautiously
stealthily
so we
forward.
don't, attract extra attention.
I'll try to be stealthy. No,
As-
very
See if I stumble on my face again. Yep, stumble on my face again.
How'd you do less than me with advantage?
I forget we're still wearing the cloak, so it's an 8. I'm sorry, no, it's a 7. I rolled with advantage and I don't have it.
So, you all start to make your way through the dead, beaten forest towards the alive forest. As you get closer and closer, you can definitely start to see where there is a struggle. As you get to the edge of this forest, you can see where plant life and this corrupted forest are fighting each other actively. You can visibly see on one plant, you can see both life and corruption. Some of the trees, same thing. You can see where half of the plant seems to be thriving. You see trees that have, oddly enough, unevenly grown. So part of the tree is taller than the other, as the other tree has been corrupted and sucked in through the forest. It's a little odd when you get to the line of where the corrupted forest ends and where this grove begins.
Well, these trees somehow are resisting it. Just noticing the little battle going on.
It's more than likely, if it's here, the cause of the artifact, or the big giant vine monster. Speaking of which, is the big giant vine monster apparent yet?
At the moment, no.
Is there any rumbles from on the ground from it moving or anything?
Nope.
And we're still on the outskirts of where it's starting to turn healthy, right?
Yep. You guys are kind of like along the edge. You have not entered yet.
I will cross the threshold.
Sure. As you cross the threshold, you watch as these fresh vines start to whip around you. Not hitting you, but kind of coalescing and gliding past you as you watch as the vines start to coalesce into this incredibly large vine monster that you have heard described. As it stands 75 feet tall, it stands in front of you.
Not like in the center of the. No, it's like 10 feet from me.
It's like 40 feet from you.
I think I see it.
Really? Where? Insight to detect sarcasm.
I don't think it's necessary. Sarcasm detected.
As you gaze out towards it, you all hear hear a voice inside your mind. Distorted. The voice calls out to you. Why have you come?
For many reasons, but at the moment, I think we wish to purify the central tree without destroying it. And this is the only healthy-looking place, so we decided to look.
Roll a persuasion check.
I'm good at that. Can I get advantage with actor? He doesn't know who I am.
Nope.
Persuasion. 15.
Okay.
I'm not lying.
Oh, I know you're not. There's a brief moment of pause before you feel the image shift in front of you as you watch as the vines fade into multiple butterflies that just kind of flutter back into the trees.
I suppress a shiver.
Oh no, butterflies.
As the Vine Guardian no longer stands before you.
I take another step forward.
Sure. Take another step forward.
Does that mean we're free to come in?
Looking around you, you can definitely notice that the plant life here is vibrant, almost thriving. It seems like whatever is here is not being affected in any way, shape, or form by the tree itself. The water here is pure and clean, like a fresh spring, and even the canyons themselves are different. They seem a lot more rock-faced and a lot less demented, tormented soil.
I turn towards the rest of the party, do a little mocking bow, shall we? Turn around, and so I'm moving towards where I'm assuming the center is.
Sure, you can do that.
Just watch out for the butterflies.
Ignoring you.
I smirk and proceed forward.
Sure. You all proceed forward. Go ahead and everyone give me a perception check.
I gotta reroll 2.
No, you can keep your 22. It's fine. Damn. Everyone except for Dusk.
Oh.
As you guys continue
So
forward,
wizard.
following along, you start to see taller bits of canyon, a little bit, carved out of stone. This looks to be relatively recent as well. It looks almost like it's been formed recently as this stone has been risen up. As you look at it, the trees are kind of growing very, very close along these canyon walls. And as you look down into the canyon, you notice next to a stream a small boat.
Someone live here?
Hold. Nope, don't need that. Nope. Doop. And Snack, are you walking with them, or are you?
I'm with them, yeah.
Yeah.
Not visible, but I'm there.
Yep, you're good. Now look at the north side of the map.
A boat.
You see a boat crest along the shore with 2 paddles. This boat is in remarkably good condition.
Man, it's so thoughtful of you, Caboose, just putting this whole battle map together just for us to see this boat and no other reason at all.
Yeah.
What a nice DM. Let's show some appreciation for what a nice DM he is.
I'll clap in chat.
There we go.
As well as Hilda, Sneck, and Alon.
Yes?
You hear the sound above you. The faint sounds of a campfire.
Above us?
Hello?
Like on top of these rocks?
On top of this pillar here.
I climb the pillar.
You'd like to climb straight up the pillar?
Yep.
I'll go fuck myself. Boop.
Derp, derp, derp.
I don't need to walk around that.
That's very fair. Let me move you guys a little bit just to adjust accordingly. You can still see the under image either way. So you walk up on a camp. And inside of the camp, hold. You see a woman sitting there. Sitting next to a campfire, hands outstretched like she would be warming her hands. Looking over her arms, you see markings of... You see blackish ink coursing across her right arm, from her fingertips, almost kind of like a swirl of magic energy that tattooed across her entire arm. You definitely don't recognize this. It's
Is she elven? Human?
looking at her, she appears to be elven.
Elsies? Hello?
Hello there.
What are you doing here?
Well, at the moment, I'm sitting next to a campfire.
One of those Elsies, okay. What's your name?
Fuck.
Winner!
No, I had a name.
You and running into my NPCs.
I had a name
you
and I
sons
don't
of
remember.
bitches.
Where's the
It's actually Elfsies.
No. It's Renia. And yours? Little one?
Snake.
Fitting name for you.
I have some friends. They're down there.
Oh, I know. Was waiting for them to arrive. It'll take them a little bit longer. They can't walk straight up. This pillar as well,
Oh.
to clarify, is about 120 feet up. So you just
Oh,
kinda
God.
went straight up. As the rest of you guys make your way around, you eventually do find a staircase. Which would have been right here, but map changed, so.
Oh, okay, yeah.
They're looking for some tears. I don't know. Delt's got obsession with tears.
Accurate. Hurtful, but accurate.
He's always crying
It's
on
just
and
a-
on about tear, help me. oh my
A
God."
child's observation.
Well, we're looking for a way to cleanse the forest.
Mm-hmm.
I have something that could help, but I don't know if it's the right time.
Wow. We took care of 2 of the corrupted hearts. Well, I did mainly. There was lots of explosions involved.
We watch. We watched as the tornado around us turned to fire,
Yeah, that might have been our fault too.
and the roots withered and separated due to the fire as well.
Surrounded ourselves in holy flame.
I'll say it takes you guys a little while, but you guys can eventually make your way to this campfire.
Yay!
Woo!
I
there it
love
is.
fire. I like fire.
As you
Hello.
as you get closer to the fire, you can definitely feel that this is, plainly speaking, a normal campfire. There's nothing special about it. There's no magic in it. It's kind of odd, as you all have been adventuring for so long and have been stuck in this corrupted woods for 2 days now, and you guys really haven't seen just a normal campfire in a very, very long time.
Delon looks at this. I haven't had a good tea in a very long while. Would you like some?
Oh, hey, you're here.
I point to the woman.
This is Rainier.
Oh,
Oh,
hello.
greetings.
She gives
Nice
you
to meet you.
a light bow. You guys can also very, very similarly see the black scorching magic that she has that's scarring her entire right hand, almost circling it, kind of around the arm. So, you all wish to attempt to save the forest?
Oh yeah. I mean, that's
Like-
better than Plan A.
Plan A being destroy the forest.
Plan A was burn it down, but we've learned there's an alternative, so we'd prefer to go with that.
Well, on the burning it down, you're doing quite a good job at the moment.
Thanks.
It wasn't intended.
We only recently switched to Plan B.
No, it's fine. Burned forest can regrow in time.
And to be fair, it's corrupted forest, not just normal forest.
I mean, the entire time we thought the thing was actually dead until we talked to the skull lady. God damn it! I wrote her name down. The goddess in the skull was killed by Ares.
Eldath.
Hell, yeah.
Yes, you
Until-
spoke with Lady Eldath. And some
Not
of
just
you
spoke.
were graced by her blessings. Some of you cursed by them.
Yep.
Sure. I would just believe to be blessed.
No, you absolutely cursed.
Blessed, yes.
It was mostly cursed. Some of us got lucky.
Some of us got a crippling addiction.
Some of us didn't
went
drink
through
it.
crippling pain.
You then made your way to Ilia.
Hey, how'd you know?
He knows a lot.
Were you following us?
There are not many places that my eyes can't wander in this forest.
You're the second person to tell us that today.
Well, you all make it very easy to follow you. Leaving a path
Yeah,
of
you're not
destruction
very
in your wake
quiet.
is
Yeah, point.
easy to track, even without magical means.
Alon looks like he's going to say something, shuts his mouth and starts going through his bag of holding to whip out a tea set. Gonna get a kettle, put some water in the kettle.
Do you want some water?
I have water. I have
Yeah,
water
do you want
skins.
some water?
No, I have. I don't.
I have some ready. I have some.
Listen, I've
Don't trust their water.
I
Don't
played
do
that
it.
game twice. I feel like I've come out on the hand each time. I'm not playing it again. I have regular water. Thank you. I don't want cursed goddess water for tea. Thank you.
No.
If you need water, I can assist. As you say this, you watch as she outstretches her arm, as you watch as a single trickle or a single pool of water emerges from the basin below.
Ooh, that's a neat trick.
Fairly
I have-
basic.
And I will go ahead and pull out some of the nicer tea that I got from the shop. I don't think I got anything particularly fancy, but just some of the more aromatic ones.
I say it's fairly basic, like cantrip.
Called it a neat trick. Not an amazing, astounding thing.
So, seems that fate has entwined several of you here to this location. Through multiple means, through multiple connections of webs and threads.
Sure.
Some of you through ties built long ago, due to a queen of a far-off court. Some of you through war and ruin of your own nation.
She's talking. Delga's gonna
That-
like
that would
elbow
be
Hilda
us.
and be like, she's talking about us.
Yeah, that would be us.
Some of you through a less than fortunate upbringing and forced to learn magic on the brink of extinction.
I'll just cough silently, just like.
His neck.
Well, his life story is still to be told. He's quite young. His exploits of killing his eldest brother and triumphing over some of the hypocrisy of his own family is his own tale.
Yeah, we met some of them. Of his kin, that is.
And despite some of you being corrupted, possibly not having the greatest notions of what is right and wrong, you all continue along this path together.
And gold. We need gold. Gold was a big factor.
Maybe for you.
If gold was
Uh,
such a big factor, then why did you not leave when the gold wasn't promised to you? She looked you directly in the eye.
I'm thinking of I'm trying to think of a time when gold wasn't promised to us. I'm like, huh.
Technically, this entire trip, you've never been.
Yeah.
You were never promised any sort of
This
payment.
entire thing involving the tree. We were never promised gold.
And we got a disintegrate spell. I consider that a win in my book.
That we had to pay for. Or at least we will have to pay for. That was not free. That came with a debt note.
That's true.
We have spent so much money without actually paying it a town.
I mean, we still have the scroll technically. We can always trade it back.
Might end up needing it after all.
Well, right now we all have common interests. And there's things in play that are bigger than any of us or any of our own personal issues or drives or desires.
Correct. There's this tree. There's the Orcish Empire. There's looming questions on all of your mind, even apart from that. And then there's the threat that looms above all of it. This
Yeah, we
mindless
got a-
threat of something stronger than the orcs that's coming. Some of you
Yeah.
have things in mind, and some of you might be correct. But at this point, time is a fickle thing, and I do not wish to mess with it. Only wish to guard which is most dear to me at the moment.
Yeah, so actually, on that note, well, where do you hail from? It seems kind of odd that you're just here.
Well, this is one of the primary gates. It must always be protected. I am the guardian entrusted to it. She turns to Delon. He should know where
As
it
she
goes.
does, I hand her a cup. Basically, a little tin camping cup.
Sure.
Tea.
You watch as she outstretches her left hand as a spectral form of this hand forms, and grasps the cup from about 10 feet away and brings it to her own hand. This is definitely the effect that she's doing is definitely not mage hand as well. It's corporeally different. Similar in effect, but corporeally different.
So where's the part you tell us you're one of the, was it 48 and a half great mages or whatever it is?
No, I am simply a guardian of the gate.
Oh. Well, you have successfully subverted my expectations.
The Queen of the Summer Court always casts that there should be one guardian of the gate at all times.
Oh. Okay.
I actually look up at her, wide-eyed, hearing that. Oh.
This is the only gate that is left on this realm to the Feywild. Through non-magical means. And along with this tree that used to be a seed from its fruits. This area must be protected. Even if the tree itself cannot be.
Well, we're kind of working on that. I mean, we're trying to find the Tear of the World tree, if you happen to know anything about it.
As you say that, you watch as she waves her left hand and apparates a bluish sphere in her hand. Roughly about 2 feet in diameter. And she kind of holds it in the air. The tear is under my guardian. And I can relinquish it to you. But this is after the threat has been dealt with. Losing the tear at this point is not something that we can deal with, as the tear is directly connected with the gate. Being as I am the guardian of this gate, the tear is also under my protection.
So
Oh.
I want us to kill the demon first.
The archdemon that is there will likely not be defeated by you. But there's a chance that there's another that may assist you. One who keeps a wary eye on this situation.
Good offers for making new friends.
Not
New friends are better than
A new
new
friend.
enemies.
This one is old.
Do you
someone who you've been acquainted with before, I feel. Someone who's tied its threads to you already. And will reveal himself in time.
Is it that goddamn asshole wizard?
Not
You're
one of
really
the 10
gonna have
mages,
to
right?
narrow that down.
Yeah, we've met quite a few
The
old
one that
people,
put us under
despite myself.
It's
I
not
swear, I'm gonna
my
try to punch
place
him.
to reveal the threads of fate before they are woven. Although I might tell you that they exist. Spoiling them is to spoil life. The mysteries of the way that fate works is a part of the threads that
Delon
weave
has
the
a
world together.
legitimate grudge against that guy.
To tell you the fates exist does not disturb the threads, but telling you them where they lead is an entirely different situation.
The difference between telling you you'll sleep tonight and the difference between telling you what you'll dream about.
Yes. But, for now, sit, have a rest. This place is safe from corruption and safe from affluence, as it is. You all look weary.
I'm panting. I'm fine.
I will hand Duska another cup of tea.
Oh, thank you.
Assuming I've got like 4 cups total.
We appreciate your offer of rest, and I believe we'll gratefully accept.
Yeah, I'll sit by the fire. I'm like, all right. I'll pull out some trail mix that we prepared way in the past, and offer it to everyone whoever wants like a small snack.
Sure. Offer the trail mix of your cook
Questionable
Asher.
integrity.
I mean, just trail mix. It doesn't really go bad.
Enough.
Most of it is nuts and the sort. So it's stuff that doesn't
Only been
really.
a few days.
Yeah.
Yeah, it hasn't been that long. It just feels like a long time.
It's also
Yeah,
not
no.
really nuts are not really one of those things that go bad over
Quickly.
short periods of time. Like if you're looking at like 2 or 3 months out, yeah, that would be a little bit more questionable. But at the moment, no, it's still fine.
And the party goes, Asher's nuts. I love Asher's nuts.
No, that's Bale's nuts.
Oh god.
Bale does have some nice nuts, even though they weren't really his. But we always
No,
bought
no.
them from him, so therefore they were
Yeah.
his.
Yep. It's canon now.
So, as you all rest next to the fire, what would you guys like to do? The entire time you're
Aw.
here as well, she occasionally averts her gaze when she's speaking to someone directly, in correlation with something, but otherwise she's very, very much just kind of focused on the fire.
Is everything okay? I look towards her puzzlingly.
Fine. However, the continuation of focus on the purity makes it so the eyes can deceive you.
Okay.
With my mug in one hand, and I forget what side of my face those new marks are. The other hand is kind of tracing those marks while staring at the fire.
You feel a closeness to this woman and to this place. You can almost feel the strands of the Feywild stretching out in this area.
Under my breath. It's like going to a home you've never had.
What happened to you anyways, Delon? When you where did these markings come from? I finally pointed out. I poke him again.
I know I've mentioned it a few times before, and I did promise I would talk about it at least. As a boy, I was always very sickly. The damage from that illness affects me even today. Kind of roll up my sleeve a little bit and show my scrawny as hell arms.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
She was talking about evolution. I
You
don't
on-
honestly
We
know
only
what
heard
I
like
was
half
thinking.
of that.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I caught everything.
Yeah. When she was talking about all this evolution stuff, I'm not going to pretend that I understood it, but she was making things stronger and different. More than what they were, sometimes less than what they used to be. And a thought plagued my head. Like a worm I couldn't quite get rid of. Maybe I could get something to help me with this. I'm not one to crave power. You know? I've never really been
No,
constantly on the lookout for that. I suppose I just didn't want to be weak anymore, and that just poked its way in my mind and couldn't really get it out. Well, I kind of focus on the mark a little bit.
Doug kind of spits on the ground and he kind of glares up at you, Delon, and says, "Who the hell said you're weak? Look at all the stuff you've been through, and you ain't dead yet. A weak man would be dead long before now."
He's not wrong, you know.
But I
You
did-
were
You did
worried
survive
about
a
your
lot.
scrawny body and wanted to be bigger and stronger, and I guess I understand it. But
That's the thing, though, because I did die. I shouldn't be. I got lucky.
please, you were nowhere near dying. And it only happened one time, and those butterflies were pretty mean.
Yeah.
you survived much worse. The drow, the hundreds of orcs that we fought against, demons,
Lions.
giants. There's a whole list of things that could have killed you, but didn't.
Long before he met you, he was indeed dead. Cursed with his frail body, he was taken care of by his parents quite vigorously. However, there are certain things that this realm doesn't have power over. Life being one of them. However, the threads of fate work in interesting ways. And sometimes mistresses of certain influence get intrigued with certain situations. And they like to manipulate fate and undo which that has been done. I don't know his exact story, as it's not my place to know.
To
But
be
I
fair,
can see the green threads of fate and strike out from the Queen of the Summer Court, as they do in your life and as they do in mine.
If I ever get the chance, I'd be happy to tell you that story.
yeah, that's all new to us, right? Because
Mhm.
I don't think you've ever explained it. Hey, oh, well, it seems like you have a more complicated past than I thought for when I first met you.
Oh, it's honestly quite simple. I died and then I got absurdly lucky. It just came with some caveats.
Well, you're alive now, so that's all that matters.
fate is a fickle thread. And although people think that it has a concrete path and that it has one line, it can be manipulated at any point due to unforeseen circumstances. Some for the good, some for the bad. Kind of like a tapestry made. There's many different choices that you can go from one location, but each one affects the picture.
Out of character, is this about Loki right now? This whole timeline mess?
Yes, I have foreseen the story of Loki, and I've done it before it was ever made.
What the hell you're talking about?
As she stares into the fire as well, Snick,
Yes.
give me a perception check.
Okay.
Okay. The tattoo on her right arm, as you've kind of been sitting there or standing on that side, you can definitely notice over time as you're kind of staring at it. You watch as it flows almost with the fire. You watch as this energy almost tries to remove itself from the influence of the light that is off-putting as this fire, as it kind of manipulates its way around the arm as the fire expands and grows and shrinks from time to time. You kind of watch as it just kind of moves around her arm very, very subtly. Something that would be hard to notice if you weren't right next to it.
Yeah, he's sitting on the log. Oh. Why does your magic hide from the light?
Before I was the guardian for the Queen's Court, I was cursed with another fate. I was what one of you might call shadow-touched from another plane of existence, affected by a dark dominion that this energy over us almost originated from. I was born in the Shadowfell and was graced with many of its normal curses.
Oh. I've never been to the Shadowfell. I've been to Hell.
Right?
There's more happiness in hell than there is in the Shadowfell. More lust for power and more hatred, but it's different. Although I was lucky enough to be plucked from that fate long ago, and similar to Delon, blessed by graces that were possibly unbefit for me at the time. I stand here as the guardian of this gate, as it was my charge for being lucky enough to be removed from it. However, for spending so much time sitting in this corrupted woods, I cannot say that my heart isn't conflicted. I'll guard this gate.
You got pulled out of one life to sit here for eternity? That sounds like a bum deal to me.
If you look at it from the aspect of sitting here for all eternity, it's not that bothers me. The ominous suppression of darkness that I sit before just feels like it's one step closer to pushing me back to where I was. I've been here for 100 years, and could possibly be here for hundreds more.
That's a lot of years.
And I would take
That's
this
like
life
11 snacks.
and I would take this life of eternally waiting over being touched by that plane and shadow again.
Oh.
Does Dolan know of the Shadowfell?
In story. You know that the Shadowfell is the realm of many different deities. And being that Sothiath is closed off from the realms of deities, it is quite possibly one of the realms that has been shut off for a little while. But
No chance of getting teleported to Barovia. We're good.
you do recall that that the closing off of the worlds is less than 100 years ago, though. So she most likely has been put here before the wizards sealed off the intervention of the gods in this world.
Well,
As well as the introduction of the demons has always posed an interesting question mark.
should I get to live after all is said and done? I know you're here. I'm sure I can stop by and alleviate some boredom for you.
Maybe you can put her name down in your book. They can have a communication relay to her. You know, check up on her once in a while.
DeLong will cock his head to the side, seemingly thinking about it. Take out my book of shadows and pen. Yeah, it's as he says. One of the gifts granted to me was the ability to communicate. I think the only limitation is we have to be within the same plane. If you wish, I can check up on you periodically.
If that's what you would like to do.
Why not? If it's bothersome, I can always remove the name later.
That is entirely up to you. I'll happily sign my name if you wish to communicate with me. However, I don't really leave this location.
All the more reason to.
She's still kind of absently minded as staring into the fire.
So, what happens when we heal the world tree?
I don't know. It was dead long before I was here, and the corruption has been plaguing it over the past few years, slowly binding me to this location. And why I can
You don't really know what a world tree is.
think of it as a heart of nutrients for nature around it.
Is that why the dragouts is dry?
Possibly. But that happened long ago, with the death of the World Tree. The Dragulch at one point was actually a flourishing land. Nicer than many of the lands around it. Greener. No aridness to be seen. Kind of a bit of a paradise. The orcs, when they originally took it, lived in this paradise. However, with the outstretch of Ares casting down Eldath and the death of the tree, as well as the death of this land around it, it led to a harsher culture. Culture where food was no longer in large supply. Where, in order to be able to feed, you had to be able to be the strongest. At the end of the day, the only people who lived were the ones who could manage to get through the harshness of this desert and the harshness through the arid place thus driving the orcs to what they are today.
Oh.
So wait, so you can't leave this area, right? I have that correct.
I can leave this area, however, I've been charged to protect this area.
Oh,
As
since
well as my druidic magic is the only thing that keeps many of these trees alive.
so on the way up here, we passed by a boat. What do you use? Is that your boat?
Yes.
What do you?
It's a token from a simpler time.
Oh,
Simple
Do you-
reminder of a way to get in touch with nature, as it were. The boat allows me to
Oh.
perform rituals in different places of the forest and attempt to expand the grove. However, even with all of my power, my grove can only last 24 hours even when I expanded it. And after one day, the grove will fight back and will slowly trickle back into corrupted forests, except for the centralized place where we sit now. Over time, I've tried to expand the grove several times, and each time the corrupted forest has pushed it back. So I've just gotten to the point where I try to keep this area safe. It's the little bit that I can do.
Okay. Also, do you know much about the World Tree? I mean, I know it's not exactly in your territory, but we scouted it. My friend Tilda here scouted the area and noticed there was an underground passage that leads into the World Tree. We were trying to see if maybe that would be an entrance, maybe that we could try to enter and try to go from underneath to avoid all the patrolling corrupted trans.
I have not seen it, but I do know that many of these... How the World Tree connects with the area around it is through a central route. Known as the Alpha Route. It is what feeds into the ley line of this area surrounding. This is probably the structure that she received. The only entrance to it that I'm aware of is through the central ley lines, and coursing through that would not be an intelligent idea for beings of flesh, as it is.
That's a
However,
bit disheartening.
there is a chance that you could possibly manipulate your way in there. If you wish, after your rest, if that is where you wish to go, I can give you a portal there.
That would be helpful, I think. Right, guys? I look around.
It would be a one-way trip. I could not bring you out of it. How you got out of it would be under your power. But I could create a one-way portal to that location.
I mean, it couldn't hurt.
It sounds better than having to fight our way through.
Speaking
Or stealthing through.
speaking of portal, with your far-reaching vision, do you happen to know? Foolish question. Would you be able to tell us anything about the archway the orcs are using?
It was created from druidic magic of long ago, ancient and lost to many of this world. It was a connection to the gods' chosen kin, as it were. As this place was once equivalent to a paradise, a garden, blessed by the World Tree, privy with fruit, privy with a lot of land. the druids of the God's chosen kin and the orcs created a portal connecting their two kingdoms.
You saying they were friends with the horses?
At that point, yes. You
Hard to
know,
imagine orcs being friends with anyone.
I believe your people call it the Sothiath dynasty. The chosen Aasimar that lived there. That is where the gates connected.
Does anyone have? I don't think I know this location by my character's bio, so I'm like, anyone have a map? I don't know where she's referring to.
Dawn, you would know exactly where she is referring to. As it is the southern half of the Grey Volcano Isles. Is the former Sothiath dynasty was the Aasimar kingdom that was destroyed.
Oh, but rip to them.
As far as I'm aware, there's still ruins of. Used to be the civilization towards the southern end of the islands.
Do you know why sailors go around?
Does no one know why they go around?
Give me a history check. Okay.
Probably.
You know that there was tales of a great curse upon that land that was placed there. And with the fall of the Aasimar people, there was said to be a curse, and anyone who crossed over the Angel Bridge, or anyone who made their way into that area was doomed to never leave.
A lot of the sailors believe it to be cursed.
Well,
Old wives' tales of disappearances never to be heard from again.
in a way it is. The last remnants of their people were here a long time ago. However, when the World Tree perished over 4,000 years ago, and the orcs started to go a little bit more feral, it was the first place that they could get to, and it was the only source of food. They ravaged through that empire and ate it from the inside out, as they had a direct door that connected to it. One of the last great Aasimar kings, upon his dying breaths, severed the connection between the two, trapping the orcs that were there, and he believed that it would destroy the gate permanently. However, he was not quite powerful enough to accomplish said task. It proved to be a temporary situation, but the orcs did reconnect it and ravaged through the area as the last Aasimar kin that did exist fled across the Angel's Bridge, several of them not making it across. The couple that did hide their heritage behind similar visages to humans and elves, hiding their heritage out of fear of disappearing.
Would any of us know that my character from the side story was an Aasimar?
No.
Okay.
Character would have similarly been hiding their heritage.
Fair enough. Our main goal for this journey was to find out if the orcs were still using or hiding the bulk of their forces behind the gate. And well, we got sidetracked a bit. This place is rather large.
It's not my place to tell you what's on the other side of the gate.
Yeah, I figured.
But be aware of the horrors and atrocities of when you cross it. Keep your wits about you and don't give in to urges on the other side.
Yeah, won't be doing it again.
Delg is going to give Dusk a very pointed look.
I'm gonna whistle and look away as if I don't know what he's talking about.
It's okay, Hilda. The itch means that your resisting is working.
Well, if you all need any foods or any delights for the evening, let me know. You all have safe respite here, as long as you need it.
Appreciate it.
It's hard to tell. I don't have my time muzzle.
She gives you the most bizarre look.
Just kind of sits there, kind of very much still focusing on the fire.
Are you entranced by the fire?
Are we short rested? Long rested?
The lawn is good to do whatever you guys need to do.
Entranced isn't the right word. Fire is one of the few things that, although we say we have control of it, do we really ever?
I was pure chaos.
Delon pointedly looks up from the campfire to the fire tornado around us.
I'll cast control fire on the fireplace and just makes like little small fire creatures that can dance around it.
But do you control the fire or are you manipulating it?
Both, I think. I can make it bigger and make the fire a little bigger, and then I reduce it again.
What I mean is, you manipulate it. You're affecting how it looks. However, the essence of the fire is still burning where it burns. It fluctuates where it wants to. Even if you make the fire bigger, the edges of the fire you don't directly control.
Oh,
Even
I
if you
understand.
put the fire out, you're manipulating it. That wasn't the fire's wish. And you're still not controlling it. As the embers can relight if you're not paying attention to them.
Out of character, it's kind of funny you say that because the spell is actually called Control Flame. But I guess you have a point. Fair enough. That's a reasonable suggestion.
Fire is fire. If you do something to change it, it's no longer fire. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm merely saying that there's certain things that we believe we have control over in this world. And what we truly have is a manipulation of it. We can manipulate it a little bit. But at the end of the day, we rarely have control over such forces. Fire, wind, thunder, lightning, the elements of nature, they're all outside of a control but manipulatable. Even if you extinguish fire from this point, it doesn't change the fact that it will exist in countless other numbers of areas.
I suppose you have a point.
The existence of the elements although locally viewed as controlled or locally viewed as manipulated, it doesn't affect the grand scheme of the world.
But at the same time, it seems like a complicated morality of it because due to the fact that we can't control, we claim that we can control it, where we're actually manipulating it. Doesn't that in fact mean that we're controlling it? Because of its existence it does exist because it's so powerful as a primal force. The fact that we're able to manipulate it, doesn't that mean we're able to tame it?
You were able to tame it. What do you speak of this tornado that we're sitting in at the moment?
That's just an accident. The fire actually should have gone out eventually because there's no fuel for the fire in the storm, right?
There's plenty.
Oh, now, yeah, with the second tree on fire, yeah, sure.
Oh god, what happens if we get rid of the tornado? Oh, shit.
But in terms of long or short rest, it's up to you guys. I have enough spell slots, but it'll be dicey. Either way.
You guys are blessed with respite in this situation. You're allowed to rest as long as you would like, is what she said. So you can take that as you will.
But just remember, both me and Hilda have to roll saving throws if we do a long rest, right?
My
That's on you.
exhaustion's gone.
Yeah,
That's not what he's talking about.
Oh.
that's
You
the
added
other
Your
thing.
wages and
Our ad.
Oh, the other thing. Yeah.
Their addiction.
Their acts.
Mhm.
Do we have to find this person that's gonna help us, or will they just be there when we need them?
I'm not sure.
And they were someone we met in the past.
There's someone who your thread is already entangled with.
I have an
Look,
idea. Snack
I
doesn't
think
have an idea.
I think a long rest in this is possibly the last moment of safety we will have until we get out of this blasted forest. We may as well take
No
advantage
offense.
of it.
No offense.
Yeah, the forest is pretty cursed at the moment.
You're
place is nice.
telling the druid that is the person who is sating the corruption of the forest that the forest is pretty corrupted.
Yeah.
She's
Yep.
pretty well aware of it.
Yeah, I mean,
The place currently is quite awful, but hopefully we'll be able to help.
she doesn't seem like the type to take offense to stating fact, so I think we'll be
She
okay.
seems to appreciate bluntness.
As well as one thing you guys do notice, you do notice that on her side she bears a golden scimitar.
Shiny. Oh no, I said the S word around Snack.
I'm pretty sure Snack noticed that. It was the first thing he
Uh-huh.
noticed. Would Snack also know that gold's not the best thing to make weapons out of?
Intelligence check.
Sure. Nope.
Oh no.
You don't know
It's a
about
really
material
good
component.
Yep.
It's definitely the most valuable thing you can make money out of or make a weapon out of.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Well, it could be made out of platinum.
Hmm.
Just a gold scimitar. Not a big deal. Yeah. I vote for taking a long rest while we can.
Okay.
Do we actually have like a camping tent, or have we just avoided getting a tent in favor of having the dome? I don't honestly remember.
I mean, you guys have sleeping bags and that kind of stuff, that like bedrolls and stuff like that.
Yeah. Fair
I mean,
enough,
that's
but
what,
we
that's
don't
what
have like
you
a.
use in the that's what you use in the dome. The dome doesn't provide beds. It's just a dome.
We
of
don't sleep on the
protection.
cold hard earth. Really? Okay.
I mean, you could if you
Have
want
a-
to. Delg probably
free.
does.
Feel
No,
free.
No,
Delg
I was
probably does
specifically
because
asking
there's
that
no
we
difference
don't have a
between.
Yeah,
tent.
Doug
Like, I assumed
probably
we
would
had
skip the
bedrolls.
sleeping bag because he's just like that.
But I mean, he's sleeping in armor anyways. Like,
Yep.
What's even the point? You just put the bed, roll up the bedroll, use it as a pillow.
Yeah.
I roll out my half-size goblin bedroll by the
Which
fire.
is just a full-size bedroll but cut off and not even sewn together.
you can do
Pretty
that.
much.
It's a bedroll that's promptly been cut at some point with a dagger to be more appropriately sized.
Yep. So it's really like a big blanket that just folds over now.
So, you all settle in for a long rest?
Sure.
Yep.
All right.
Let's do it.
Does anyone keep watch?
No.
Doug will keep watch.
I'll keep watch too.
The nice elves said it was safe.
mhm. So,
I'm still gonna keep watch.
Doug has a deep-seated mistrust of elves, so he's gonna keep.
you all, okay. You all separate
Delon,
out your watches.
uncharacteristically, as recently, he's actually gonna roll out his bedroll, climb right in.
I need a order of the watch. Who's
I
taking
don't mind
first watch?
taking first.
All right, Phil's taking
Doug.
first watch.
And Doug will take second, I guess.
Is anyone taking third watch?
I mean,
I will.
sure, if they poke me awake, I'll take third watch.
Okay.
And same, like I'm intentionally trying to sleep, but if I get nudged, I'll take a watch.
All
Because
right.
Delon hasn't slept.
I'll put Snick slash Delon, and we'll see who gets poked awake. So,
Who's less likely to stab you when they wake up? Let's find out.
you all, everyone who goes to sleep initially, you all find it quite easy to sleep in this place. Something about the magic that blooms here makes it easier to rest. As you all have relatively vivid dreams as well. Vivid dreams of back home, fond memories, different things that you haven't dreamt of in a long time. Something about this place is bringing out things that you wouldn't have even remembered yourself. Hilda.
Mhm?
As you sit next to the fire, kind of keeping a watch out on the area, so you of the Barbchin tribe, you follow in footsteps of many great creators, many great crafters of goods, but you focus on the fight. Channeling
There's always a fight.
elements of nature around you to enhance your abilities. What enticed you to the fountain?
Oh boy, I don't really remember.
Everyone was doing it. It seemed cool.
Something about having my my compatriots drinking it. I just didn't want them to be alone in their pain or suffering, if there was. It's
Curiosity of
basically what it came
belonging.
down to. Something like that, yeah.
At the end of the day, I mean, the only way we truly know that we're alive is feeling pain, so it's understandable. The
True.
spirits that guard your path as well. Although you might not know them by name, they are great beast spirits that thrive from different places on this world. Continue to trust them, they will not lead you astray.
Fair.
However, understand that for all of the ability and strength that you find, never underestimate the ability of the outside world to corrupt it. You're still young at heart, and you have much to learn. But in due time, those spirits can teach you a great many things that can enlighten you.
I'll keep that in mind.
And as she kind of finishes that statement, she kind of goes a little bit more into a deadpan stare for a short period of time. Towards the end of your watch, you watch as she pulls out the golden scimitar on her side. Takes out a water skin, and you watch as she splashes some water across this golden scimitar, and places what looks like small bits of snow or small bits of herbs across the scimitar. Go ahead and give me a nature check. You don't recognize the herb. However, she places it across it, and as she does, she closes her eyes. And as she closes her eyes, you get this sudden realization that you have not seen her blink the entire time that she has been here. She has not blinked looking at the fire the entire time, as you guys have been talking to her. As she closes her eyes for a moment, you watch as the herbs that lay across her blade start to shrink and shrivel before vanishing into nothingness. As you can feel as a pulse of energy goes beneath your feet, you can kind of feel this pulse of life flow around her. She reopens her eyes, slings the water from the or that is on the blade back into the fire, resheaths the scimitar, and kind of goes back to what she was doing before.
Okay. Do I need to do a perception check since we're protected?
You can do a perception check if you'd like.
For the kicks.
Sure.
Why not?
Looking around you, something about this setting makes your eyes very much drawn to the fire and thought. This place is peaceful. As you're resting, you can hear birds chirping. There's some animal life that appears to be around this area that's still alive. It's a vague bit of normalcy. And apart from the fact that you know that you're in this very, very dire situation, you find Odd at peace. And looking around, you kind of just focus on the things that are around the nature and everything that's alive, and don't really focus too much on what's outside of that. As you eventually can wake up, Delg, and find your rest as well.
Hey, Delg. Come on. I'm kicking his boot. Come on, wake up, Delg.
Yep.
Alright. I'm gonna go pass out now.
He'll get up and find a spot to sit by the fire and start his watch.
Did I need to do anything, by the way, for the special
Nope.
red water? Okay.
So, go ahead and give me a perception check while you're at it.
Sure thing.
Alright. As you take your watch, you're kind of still not entirely at ease. Your natural disposition is kind of untrusting of a lot of things going on around you and expecting things to happen wrong. However, you're very much dwelling on the dreams that you had. Visioning the dwarven halls full of people, full of life. Dreams that you haven't had in a long time. Dreams of a place not in its worst of times. Most of the times as you dream of this place, you dream of the nightmare of saving civilians from the oncoming dwarf horde. You dream of the rock slide that happened as the king's army decided to seal the exit. But not tonight. Tonight you dream of full streets. You dream of a forge full of masons and full of smithers working on their trades. You dream of a time where dwarves were separated from the strife a little bit. Their biggest worries were outside of the mountain. However, inside the mountain was their safe haven. And as you're dwelling on this, you feel a hand on your shoulder as you realize you've kind of absent-mindedly dozed off for a moment. As you see the spectral hand of Renia on your shoulder.
Oh. I must have dozed off.
It's no problem. I was simply looking at what you were looking at. I can see threads and ties of fate. However, emotions and the like are not tied to them. I can only make assumptions.
And what assumptions do you find yourself making about my emotions?
As an outside observer, I understand why you strive to have a home again. I was not graced with any place to call home for a long time. So feeling the emotions of a place where you feel safe is odd. Curious.
Yeah, well, it used to be pretty nice.
Well, the threads will weave their way back to that location eventually. Whether your thread will lead there, I can't see that, but
Well, as long as my thread helps other people's threads get there, then that'll be good enough. I haven't expected a happy ending for myself. Not since I was young. Not since everything was taken away. I fully expect to die in battle someday. I'll meet an enemy that's too much for me, and even the grace of Tyr won't keep me on my feet anymore. Or Moradin. And... well... eventually I'll march to that fate.
well, whichever place the threads lead you, hold on to the happy memories. Focus on them when you need to. The demeanor of the world around you can draw negative emotions out permanently. You see on her face that she definitely feels the pain of that statement as she's made it.
From the sounds of it, you've had it pretty bad.
I understand the darkness that comes with the pain of losing everything you've ever held dear. For my people, it was a normalcy. Villages wiped out in a day. Overnight, you would wake up and entirety groups have been enslaved by something that you couldn't even control. Eventually, you became, to the best of your ability, invisible. You learned to shrink away from the situations, you learned to hide from the things that could hurt you. I guess I'm still trying to find my way as well. Spent most of my younger years hiding from everything that wanted to hurt me. And now I got plucked out of it by a gracious queen who placed me in this place as a guardian, where I'm supposed to stand tall and be seen.
Well, that is the way things work. And if anything that readings and teachings have taught me, it's that everything that you experience, all that time you spent hiding and being weak and unable to do anything, that gives you a mindset different than the mindset of somebody who's always had power.
It does. Luckily for me, I'm not entirely alone, so...
Well, that's good.
She watches the spectral form of her hand that was once touched you forms into a small squirrel.
Neat. Nature spirit, some sort.
A fey spirit, one that's bound to me. I'm one of the few people that can say that they're both touched by the Shadowfell and the Feywild. Has interesting effects. Anyways, continue your watch or your rest, whatever you need. She will.
Helg will carry on his watch in relative silence, but before his watch ends, he'll say to her, May Moradin grant you a hearth strong and unbreakable, and may Tyr grant you vengeance against those who wronged you. And remember, the greatest vengeance is a life well lived.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And then he'll go kick up Wake, whoever was doing third watch.
It was a crapshoot between me and Snack.
Which one's closer?
Delon is right next to you.
Belg will kick Delon. Get up. Your watch.
All right.
Snack, you kind of like half to like open your eye, knowing that like it should be your watch, and then you just like go back to sleep. So, Doug, you drift back off to sleep. Finding the warmness of the dreams finding you again. As Delon, you wake up. As you do, what would you like to do?
Does she ever talk with you?
Who are you asking that?
I don't know if you're asking that to Delg or her. Both of them
Yes,
can
Doug, does
apply.
she ever talk to you, Delg? Go back to sleep. Renia.
The Queen.
Hmm.
Rarely. We don't have many conversations apart from the gate. She's visited about 50 years ago now. It's the last time I saw her. She asked if I wished to move my station from here, but this station was a gift, and I'll see it through to the end of my days. Don't let that eye trick you from your path as well. That marking was not from her,
No.
but from other creatures, wilder creatures. Fireworks out in the distance. Apologies.
I didn't hear shit.
Okay. That's impressive because it was like really loud on my end.
You got some pretty good noise filtering, bud.
Wilder creatures of the Fae. That is a curse that will follow you until the end of your days. Unless you can find someone powerful enough to remove it. In due time, possibly one of you might be able to.
Does it hold my life at risk?
At the end of the day, it could save your life. But at the cost of something else.
It's always the catch, isn't it? It's always the catch.
Curses often offer power in some way, shape, or form. The sacrifice to get there is what makes it possibly worth it or not.
Does DeLon know inherently exactly what he got, or is it still kind of like he has to experience it to figure it out? Because I'm trying to figure that out myself.
No, he has. He knows that there is something that he can feel inside of him, but he would have to experience it to understand the full depth of the situation. So.
Okay.
That's when all the other players are like, "What the fuck are they talking about?"
Yeah, I have something inside of me. It's fine. It's perfectly normal. I can understand loving one's home as I imagine this place has become for you, in its own way. If you do ever get the chance to go on your own journey, to stretch your legs a little bit, I'll always open my door to a fellow, assuming no harm is meant.
I appreciate that. I do hope that at the end of the day, this place doesn't become my tomb. But if that is the charge that I am graced with at the end of the day, least the light from my thread will fade in a place not touched by darkness.
How is it that saying? Duty on. Well, it has its purpose. And based on what I've heard, this is a far, far nicer place to pass away than where you came from.
Don't wish that you should ever travel there.
No, I've read terrible things about it. It sounds very unpleasant. Yeah.
The curse of someone from there is they see the whole world differently.
Like,
Everyone sees something as everyone perceives something differently. But it's a different mindset. Every shadow, every slight bit of darkness you're willing at any point can possibly strive up and strike you. Surrounded by it is difficult. It's something that's at a constant unease. Even when I rest in this place, it is difficult for me to. But due to my station and due to my abilities, I can at least grant rest to you all in this time. Possibly that's why my thread has led me here.
is there something following me?
You can't see it.
No. I feel it watching me sometimes. Never quite sure where it is.
Well, that's understandable. Creatures of its make and like don't wish to be found very often. However, it seems to be sworn to you for some reason. Its thread tied to Ilia, which ties to you. It will not harm you, but you will likely not know where it is, or where it is breathing, or any sort of the like. It is a creature of complete non-existence, for lack of a better term.
Is it?
It's known as a stalker.
I have my own personal stalker.
Completely invisible, impossible to track, and they do not breathe.
Let me tell about my best. Oh god. I don't think Delon would have any idea what the hell that might be.
You can give me a nature check.
There we go. Holy
Alright.
shit, I might actually have an idea of what it is.
It is an elemental, manipulated so it can permanently be invisible. They're invisible. They do not need to eat. They do not breathe. It is an air elemental of powerful magic. Usually designed to be a directed hunter. However, in this situation, because it is under your charge, it was just told, or you told it to protect you, so that's what it's doing.
I also told it to follow my orders, but I'm assuming it's only listening to the first one.
You don't know.
Is there like a loose branch or rock nearby me?
I mean, is there? Yeah.
I will go ahead and pick up some loose debris and kind of talk to the air. Pick this up.
I wouldn't test them. They're quite temperamental, and although they're tasked to protect you, it likely does so out of order and not out of enjoyment.
That's fair.
They are usually creatures of quite strong resentment.
Is there a way for me to release it? Is it likely to try to kill me if I do?
Depending on the charge and what you've had it do, possibly not. I don't know. This is a stalker that's been manipulated by Ilya. There's no telling what it could have done to it. Usually they're creatures created by powerful wizards to accomplish an aspect of possibly an assassination or a killing or some sort of thing like that. And they just vanish out of existence afterwards. This is a creature that has been created with no purpose originally and has been given purpose by your orders. It's kind of a interesting situation. Its threads are unseeable to me.
Certainly don't want it to hate me, and I certainly don't want to keep it enslaved to me. I honestly don't know what to do. I thought it was going to be some kind of mindless beast, based on what we had seen prior to our encounter with it. I had no idea it'd be some form of magical construct like this.
It is tasked to protect you, and that is the charge that it is put under. Likely, after that charge is fulfilled, it will leave. However, putting such a vague term on it, I don't entirely know what that could cause. Well, the sun is rising. Your friends will be awake soon. And I guess we can figure out what it is that you all wish. If you wish for a portal, a one-way trip into the tree, I can definitely help you with that.
If we take care of the big corruption issue at the center tree with the orc druid and the fiend thing, if we can manage to settle that somehow, are most of these hostile treant things going to be less common if we try to deal with the last corrupted heart afterwards, or?
I don't know. They're creatures that have been filled with corruption for quite some time. Some of the young ones, that's all they've known. Some of these blights have only been existing since the time of the corruption of the World Tree. There's a chance that they could follow the World Tree into its purity. There's also a chance that they could fight it and eventually fade into nothingness, as the forest would fight back. Some of the trees will flee the area, especially those attached to the chromatics. They have made their way here out of calling. And as the calling will be ended, they will be called back to those who they serve. Called back to the chromatic creatures that control their domain.
After that, those things are awful.
As for the larger trees, the ones that are older, there's a likeliness they will remember their time. They'll remember the time before the corruption. However, many of them did not know life during that time. They were withered, they were weaker. Through the corruption, they've gained strength. It's all up to the spirit of the world tree and what it can accomplish. Nature has its own course, and we dare not control it. We just set it on its path. That's all we can do at this point.
As I wait for everyone else to wake up, I'll just make another pot of tea.
Sure.
'Cause God knows when I'll be able to have this again.
Casually make another pot of tea on the fire as you all eventually find yourselves waking up. All with very, very nice dreams.
What a great morning it is.
Oh, I feel so much better. As I lose the point of exhaustion.
Hilda and Dusk. You
Oh.
feel something enter the back of your mind for a moment. However, something about this place and something about the respite that you find in this area soothes your mind, and you are not tempted by the drink of the corrupted water.
Good morning.
Good morning, Snack.
Good morning.
Is it morning?
Yes, it is. And the sun
Mm-hmm.
is
Oh yeah, that's
apparently.
right. That's right.
How are you feeling, Dusk?
A lot better. Thanks for asking.
See, my magic has worked finally.
Well, yeah, restoration. Woo! Took a little time, but
And Dusk, that's your third test. Hilda, that's your second test.
oh,
Your DC is going up.
You're about to die.
You all look well rested. Feel free to eat from any of the fruits in the trees and a few wildlife if you wish to have some fresh food. Do you all still wish to be transported into the tree?
Like, if you can transport us into the tree, can you transport us into, like, the middle of the tree where they all are?
I could do that if you wish.
That could
However,
be fun.
that would be a lot shorter of a trip, as I could only hold the portal open for a very, very short time to make sure that nothing came through. This grove should not be touched by outside forces. The bottom of the tree, there's nothing there, as far as I'm aware.
We can make our own way up, I think. Not that scrawny.
how high up was that fiend from the base? From Hilda's commune with nature.
150
Dead center?
From the root, 350 feet up.
Okay.
The root went 200 feet down was the last place that you could trace it. So how high you wanted to put yourself inside of the central or the alpha root, that is up to you. If you would like to do it that way, or if you'd like to go into the basin of the tree, you can do that too. It's a very different map, but you can do that too.
You could just throw the dynamite through the portal. Just close the portal.
So hey, just open the portal. We're gonna put this through and close it immediately.
It'll be real quick.
Yeah, and then we'll walk the rest of the way.
Oh, we'll really purify that tree.
Anyway, yeah, bottom of the tree sounds fine.
All right. Well, get your fill. Get your breakfast. You'll need the strength.
Appreciate it.
Anything that this guardian can do for you.
Can you purify this water real quick?
Did you ask her to purify the water?
No, I was just kind of joking.
Okay.
I guess I'll take a quick seat and then just kind of concentrate on find familiar again to try to call out my cat that got killed by that frog.
Sure. You can call out your kitty.
Q. It's 15 gold, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, 10 gold. Okay.
I think I'll do the same. Some of my little. Let's see.
Elg's gonna have him some fruit, do his morning prayer.
I'll summon my pseudo dragon. The sneaky little shit that it is.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as we do this, I'm gonna give you an offering as well. I don't really need this anymore. This will give you a blessing on your trip. You will probably need it. As she sets out a golden chalice, placing it above the fire before reciting an incantation. Delg, I think you're the only person who can know what this is, probably. Go ahead and give me a religion check, arcana check, either one. You can pick one.
They're the same.
Religious Arcana
I
check.
need to refresh as well. Apologies. My roll 20's derping.
Got no idea.
All right. You're not sure what spell this is. As you all watch as the golden chalice, after the incantation, turns into elaborate mix of vegetables, fruits, different cooked meats, a couple raw meats, and it's laid before you kind of in a small circle-ish table that forms with the fire in the center of it.
I will gladly take part in this hero's feast.
So it's
I-
different.
I'll grab some fruit and just start munching.
Sure.
Yeah, Doug will
free.
enjoy.
You all spend the next hour eating your hero's feast. As guess I'll go ahead and roll it.
Yep.
This is where I roll 2 1s.
Yep.
Do it.
Shit.
Whoa!
No, it's Caboose. Caboose can't roll below a nat 20. It's fine. So during this time, for the next 24 hours, you guys gain the benefit of 18 additional hit points. You are cured of all diseases and poisons. You become immune to poisons and being frightened, and you can make all wisdom saving throws with advantage.
Nice.
Whoa, that's big.
Those are
Those-
additional hit points, not temporary. So make sure
Yeah.
you put them in the temporary, but they go up as well as
Yep.
if you're healed.
It raises
Interesting.
your actual hit points.
Oh,
For how long?
24 hours. You can just
24
put it in
hours.
temporary, but it's not temporary hit points. It's actual additional hit
Yeah.
points. So
Nice. Doug's got over 100 HP. Yeah.
So does Snick.
Still get knocked out by a single leaf,
With that-
probably. But
with that 18, shit.
What I'm gonna do is under the temporary hit points, I'm gonna have it marked as 18, so that
Yeah.
I know to subtract it later.
Yeah.
Fine.
Just put it in your temp hit points, but make sure and put it up if you get healed again, because it'll add on to that.
I've added it to my total. It's just after 24 hours, I know to
Yeah.
subtract 18. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm in the 80s now. Woo!
look at you go.
I just reached one.
I can take 2 whole hits.
Is everyone ready to go? I can give you as much age as I can, but I'll try to keep an eye on you. See if I can get you out of there if I need to, but it's probably gonna be a one-way trip.
Understood.
that's fine.
Thank you for your hospitality, and hopefully we'll be able to see you soon with some good news.
Thank you, yourself, lady.
If you manage to make your way to the heart, I'll find you there.
Hopefully we can.
Well, when you're ready to go, just simply let me know. The effects of that will only last for a day, so
Alright,
Sound
let's
like
go.
a present, yeah?
Yeah, let's. Tracks.
upon that, she stands up from the from her camp and makes her way across the bridge. Which, to clarify, as you make your way across, you guys would have noticed this last time. It's actually made out of petrified wood. It is not made out of normal wood. As you make your way across to this tree.
That's the stuff you can club people's
Oh.
skulls in with.
Sorry, one more quick thing before she gave us the feast. Could I cast telepathic bond?
You can do that during the feast. You have an hour.
Oh, sure. Okay.
You just have to eat the feast. The feast takes an hour, so you have plenty. If you would like to do any ritual spells during that time, you do have time.
Get that bond out just before we go.
Hey, you can do that.
Bondage.
You can finish your bondage
Actually,
right at the end of the feast.
If she wants, she can still talk to us while we're over there.
Did not have a range?
It doesn't have a range.
Does not have a range.
The range is plane of existence. Fair.
She doesn't connect with your telepathic bond.
Okay.
You're not sure why.
She probably got a lot on her mind.
She makes her way to the tree and waits for you all to come follow her over.
Making my way downtown to
Come on, Porky.
go.
As you all
Hurry up,
approach-
Dale.
Oh, well. Yeah.
Everyone left you.
Get to it.
Like,
As she
still got a pork chop in his mouth.
as she looks at all of you. Well, if you're ready, she will cast Pass Without a Trace on all of you.
Ooh.
Cool.
And as soon as she does that, you'll need to hurry through the tree as she places her hand on the tree as you watch as the bark of this tree separates for a moment and starts to form this large hole. She says, "Go." As she casts pass via or transport via plants, as you all make your way through the tree, running through over the 6-second period that you
Go, go,
have.
go!
I'm pushing it.
Go,
Shoving. Push and shove. Push and
as
shove.
you guys make your way through, you are met. You hear the sound of the shriveling of this portal behind you as you all are met with complete darkness. All of you with dark vision can see, but you're met with complete darkness inside this route. As you arrive, you're standing on a smallish plateau, connected to the side of the side of this tree, with a cylindrical staircase that seems to be going up, as well as another cylindrical staircase that seems to be going down.
These stairs go up.
Pretty much.
stairs go down.
To clarify as well, it is uncomfortably dark down here.
But I've got dark vision.
I can't see shit.
It doesn't change the fact it's uncomfortable.
Fair enough. Do we hear anything kind of rustling about?
Give me a perception
Yeah,
check.
my boar. It doesn't have a fucking clue what it's doing.
Yeah, I want to see if I can actually like make
Give me-
it.
What are my
give me a-
grits?
Give me a charisma check for your boar.
Okay.
Poor
That's
freaks.
fitting.
Zach, you listen as your boar just starts squeeing and just starts running off. Just slams into walls. As then you watch as it runs to the edge of this plateau and just falls off. And you just hear this squeak.
Well, that's a long drop. Wait for the screen to end and you'll know how far down it is.
Kind of
Well,
roll
that's-
It takes about solid 30 seconds before the squeeing ends.
Yeah, that's pretty deep.
Let's stay away from that.
I know what direction not to go.
Your boar takes 73 points of damage.
No, it's not still alive. It's dead. It's very, very, very dead.
For the briefest second, it experienced life as a pancake before it turned into a ball of puff.
It's alright. It's a magical being, guys. No boars for heart in the making of this episode.
Like, before it
Uh.
comes to life, gets shoved through a tree, instantly pitch black, freaks out, and dies.
That boar was alive
much.
for a solid 1 hour.
Yeah. Yeah, good life.
So,
As it's falling into the blackness, you see like a
Hey,
little slow
he took
motion
part in the
replay.
hero's feast. He had 18 extra hit points,
he
and he
did.
still died.
Like you can just see like the slow motion replay of all the pig's memories, and it's like waking up and eating, and then like just
It's a very-
remembering the start of falling into the
Yeah.
hole. Like
Thinking
The flash
fondly
of
of
his
its
life.
creator.
as my heart
Yeah.
will go on plays in the background.
We're going to a whole new world. This world is dark. Oh shit. Ah!
That pig
Well,
deserves a
Okay.
memorial.
With that, I'll listen intently to see if anything heard the pig squeaking as it went down.
A natural
Um,
25.
Dawn, Hilda, and Snack. Apart from hearing the loud squealing of this pig as it echoes through this entire chamber all the way up, you all listen intently, waiting for something. Nothing happens.
Alright, okay, we're good. Let's go.
Yeah, we're going up, right? We're going up?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Um,
All
guess.
pretense of stealth is gone, I think.
go on. What you do
Someone's
notice-
on himself.
What you do notice is a glimmer of light, as well. The slightest glimmer of light off the edge of the plateau. As you
From what direction?
down. As you look down, off the edge of this plateau, you can see now, very, very far down, probably about 1,000 feet away from you, you see coursing magic flowing like strands of strands and veins, very, very deep down in this hole.
That's interesting.
What do you see?
I think I see the other route. Maybe. I have no clue.
You would know because she talked about this. You see, this is where the alpha route connects with the ley line. You are literally
that
seeing
thing-
you are literally seeing the ley line of magic.
Hey, Dusk, you might want to take a look at this. This.
I can't see. I don't have dark vision.
I mean, you don't need doctors, and it's shiny.
Oh, okay.
You're leading him to the edge.
Yeah, I'm like,
You're leading the person to the edge who does not have the dark vision.
I've got him by the shoulders. I won't push him too hard.
Sure.
I'll give him a chance to save.
It's only a 200-foot drop. It'll be
Nah, never mind it. I don't think he'd be interested in seeing, a pure ley line pouring magic into a tree. Nah, that's not it. Let's go.
so. You all start to make your way from the plateau towards the stairs that go up.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, and
I
that
will
is
be stealth. That's a 43.
that is where we will call it for the evening. As well, start
We
to
should
make your way up.
cautiously go through the tree to make sure we don't get all the attention. Squeak!
Well,
That's amazing.
hey, that boar had passed without a trace as it was yelling to its death. It's fine.
that's true. That is
Stealth
true.
squeals.
Just squeal.
As it tries to scream out in terror, its sound is magically muffled.
Yep.
It can't even scream.
I have a snout and I must squee.
Thank everyone for joining us on this not combat-filled session, where we got to explore story a little bit for a change.
It was a lore
mhm.
session.
Very lore.
Very
We
lore.
fought the story.
I like lore.
As we continue through this journey, you all eat your hero's feast and make your way on the one-way trip into the tree. And we'll find out what happens next time. We're definitely not continuing because I don't have a map yet for this at all. That's definitely not why.
I
No,
should probably
never.
report to Folney at some point.
Nah.
He
Fine.
might think we're dead.
It
I mean,
probably
we might be
knows
dead.
somehow.
It's almost
Like-
it's almost like there's this thing called scrying, and you're not aware of it happening.
He was probably watching while we dynamited one of the routes, and he's like, "Oh, okay. Well, I guess they've got this
Nice.
handled."
No, he sees the flaming tornado. And just go, oh, okay, that's probably them.
I think I know where they are.
So, yeah, we will join you guys. Pick up next week, probably a little bit later, as I have to work now at nights. So we'll let you guys know what's going on, and yeah, we'll see you guys on Friday for Icewind Dale, and Saturday
Over, I
for
won't try and kill anyone.
yeah.
You've already killed me. You don't need to try.
For Saturday for the continuation of Dragon Heist, as they have finally caught the trail of the Stone of Galore, and are going to proceed to attempt to unlock the Dragon Heist treasure of Neverember. So, and Tomb of the Granite. When? Question mark.
Sunday.
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 So you can get a full 3 days of solid 3 days of D&D in a row. And over the course of that time, I will be streaming Tarkov as well at some point because wipe happened and there is much loot to be had. So, hope you guys have a good night, and we will see you guys again on Friday. Bye.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Night.
We're all gonna die.
It should be fun. I'm very, very excited.